to be a short video for Aussie Trainspotter, what his channel name's called. With the NR locomotives, they do have control switches underneath for lights only. Underneath, you have this one and this one. Silly enough, this is not marked which does which, but I believe one does the cab, one does the ditch lights. But due to my being DCC operation, these switches are inoperable, whatever you call it, not in use on this locomotive. They are connected still, but I don't control my lights by the switch. I control them by the control operator, so I don't have to turn them off by the switch. But I'll show you, if I turn one of these switches off, eventually that one's off. Now, guessing one of those is the headlights. One set of the lights should not work. And it was the and that operates the cab lights on the front. I think turn it back on. Yeah, that one controls the front headlights. But that one would control the rear headlights. But due to me converting this to DCC, I accidentally disconnected one of the wires on the rear headlights, so that the lights are fully functioning, but the front top of the headlight does not work. But as I wanted to consist of NRs, they don't worry about those. But if you're doing on DC operation, secondly, the sound you hear, like in the last video I showed you, you don't hear the sound. The sound's not available on DC. You can run DCC NRs on DC current. They will run with the sound, but you will have no control over the horn, bell, or shut off the motors. These have horns plus bell. On DC, they can't be used like that. You can run the sound of the motor running, but when it runs, but the only thing is you can't get sound on DC layouts. You have no full control. You can run them on DC, but I wouldn't trust it because you're supposed to be on a computerized layout when you have DC locos. I've got about all these locos run on most of my locos here, except this one, that yellow one there, that red brown steam engine, B61 over there, and what was the other one? And this class 60 only run on DCC operation. The rest of my locomotives are dual function. That means I can run on DC or DCC operation, like the dual function. But the thing is, most of you have sound never put them on DC, so you don't know if you're going to blow up the decoders. But if you ever have locos, it's the best idea. They do come, you can get them factory built as DCC or factory built as DC. But you pay $100 more for DCC sound, including your DC standard. This was $375. Was it $375 or $275? I think $375 was the DCC sound included, and DC standard is $275. I did this one myself as sound, but that's a short video explaining the switches on the base. But the switches on the base have no control over sound, nor do they have control on DCC, because I don't have to control the lights with DCC because I function 0. And number 6 and turns on the red lights. Hang on, what was the red lights? They do have red lights, I'm not sure how they turn on. I can't name on DCC operation now, but that's a short video explaining the lights on my NR 84.